Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Dawn Huffy. I'm the owner of Liberty Belle Coaching, and my life coaching certifications came through the Brave Thinking Institute. I want to talk to you today about the thoughts that go through your mind. I remember years and years ago, I went to a training conference and they were talking about the thoughts in your mind. I was not even aware that I had thoughts going through my mind. I had no idea that I was thinking these thoughts. I couldn't hear them, I couldn't see them, I didn't know about them. They were under my awareness, which was very odd. Now that I think about it, I do notice what I'm noticing because that's one of the brave thinking tools, and we use that in noticing what we're thinking. Now, if you hear yourself thinking in your mind, oh, I should have done this, or this, or I could have, or why didn't I, just fill in the blank, I can't believe I did, or why did it have to go that way? These phrases and questions are not beneficial. They're not helpful. They bring us down. They make us feel bad because we didn't do it right. We didn't do it perfect. We could have done it better. All of these things. These phrases I've said probably thousands of times before I got into the practice of stopping myself when I noticed I was doing it. And then thinking a different, better thought. If the thoughts and emotions that you are having are coming from detrimental situations from the past, here are some solutions. One is called the emotion code. And this is where I learned about the emotion code. It's from this book written by Dr. Bradley Nelson. He teaches us how to release trapped emotions, and you can do it by yourself. You can also have a practitioner help you with that, which is very beneficial because we don't always notice or see or recognize our own patterns. The next thing you can do is the body code. This is a step up from the emotion code. And this is something that you would do with a body code practitioner. But it was also created by Dr. Bradley Nelson. And this gets much deeper beyond just the emotions that are trapped. And I won't go into all that because I don't really know how to explain it, but I do know that it is tremendously beneficial because I have done it. Another thing you can do is pray. Ask God, God, please take these detrimental thoughts away from me. Please get me out of these patterns. And then when the thoughts come up in your mind, just remind yourself, oh, that's right. God's taking care of this. Don't berate yourself and say, oh, I'm thinking them again and being hard on yourself. Don't do that. Get into the space of thanking God. Thank you, God, for helping me to get rid of all of these patterns and to recognize these thoughts that are really being mean to myself. And as you start getting into that space of gratitude and praising God for what he's doing for you, you will be in a different space. You will see different opportunities. You'll see different options. And these may be options that will help you to heal the past. We don't know how God sends answers, how he sends healing, but just to be open to it can come from anywhere. All right, so those are some of the things that you can do. Now, one last thing I want to talk about is the compassion key technique, which I have trained in. I did that training in 2022. It is such a phenomenal modality. What we do is we find the wounds that happen when you were younger. Generally, the wounds that get imprinted into our mind and into our body happen when we're really, really young. And then we create a pattern from that wound. So let's see, the abandonment pattern comes up in my mind just because it's such a common pattern. Maybe your dad left when you were 6 years old. He never came home from work and you never saw him again. And this is a horrible wound. It is such a painful wound. And when you're little like that, you don't know how to process through all of these emotions that you have, and they get stuck in your body. More than likely, your mom is devastated. She can't help you because she's got her own wounds. And if you have siblings, the same thing. They're not trained to help you figure out how to navigate all of these intense, sad, abandoned, hurt feelings. And so they get stuck. And so what I do with the compassion key is we go back and we heal that part of you that was so wounded. And that dissolves the abandonment pattern. Because if the abandonment pattern stays set in your life, you will keep attracting situations where you feel abandoned. This is under your awareness. You keep thinking to yourself, how come I keep attracting these men that always leave me? Well, if you look at your results, you will know what your wounds are and what your patterns are. So if your results are men always leave me, you have an abandonment pattern. So we look for the wound. So if you want to work with me and take care of these wounds from your past, you can just email me. I will put my email below in the description box or the comment section. Now, I wonder how long I've been going. I don't want to go too long. I just want to go through a scenario of getting stuck in these unforgiveness thoughts towards yourself and towards others. We can get caught up in cynicism. And what does that mean? This is an attitude of scornful negativity. The other thing we will get caught up in is resentment. So if you notice that you are resentful, little things happen, big things happen, and you get angry and you get resentful. Okay, so this is your pattern. You go into resentment. This is another one that can be dissolved. But this is what it looks like. First, you feel irritated. Okay, someone did something, you feel so irritated. Oh, they're so irritating. Why do they always have to be, irritating me? And then you start building a case, you start talking about it. Oh, well, they did this, and why do they have to do that? And it's because they're so ridiculously stupid and they're just ignorant. And, you start building your case against the person. Then you build a grudge. Okay, the grudge sets in. And, you ignore that person, you talk against them with others, you have a grudge. Then you build this wall, okay? You build the wall against this person, but the wall stays there and it blocks out all the good as well. It can block out the bad from them, but it's going to block out the good too. So walls don't really work, okay? Then once you're in your walled out little space, you live in resentment. Resentment is going to eat you away from the inside, and you're going to be unhappy. You'll try and put on a happy face when you go out in society and in the public, but the undercurrent of resentment, people can feel it. You're not fooling anybody. And so they feel the vibration of resentment, and it's an icky, awful, low vibration. So this can be corrected. This can be fixed. Yes, it can. The first thing we need to do, though, is to recognize the thoughts that we're thinking. So notice what you're noticing, especially in your thoughts. Okay, I think that's everything for today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.